beyond the dream dawn. The hellhound from the well of the forgotten. The spinning coin. Head, tail, head, tail, head, tail. The sudden shout, the misremembered voice.
We have returned. The dark years set ablaze with sapphire. The death pony tosses its bloody mane. Shattered sleep and fantasy made flesh. The crows. The crows. We have returned.
When the demon dances, when the kraken wakes, when hill and glen swarm with doom locusts and all else is emptiness,
we have returned.
It's showtime.
It's showtime! Ooh, yeah! Just when it's so baby, 'cause it's showtime! Ooh, yeah! Let's get it on! 'Cause it's showtime! Ooh, yeah! Just when it's so baby, 'cause it's showtime! Wow!
In time, you will call me Master.
No more. Master! I say goodbye. All your life. Master! Children live again. Free from sin.
Then I am your master.
Welcome, everyone, to Pete Norman Court here in the Larry Cole Gymnasium on the campus of Highland Community College in Freeport, Illinois. I'm the marvelous one, Marvelous Mark Masters, along with the Sultan of Sound, Jim Yeager, and King Arthur. And we are here for some Highland Cougar basketball. Tonight's matchup will be your Highland Cougars against the number 6 team in the nation, the Triton Trojans. These two teams met the last time at the Region 4 championship in this building a year ago. It took overtime, but the Cougars pulled off the upset and unfortunately couldn't draw the at-large bid as they fell to the Moberly Greyhounds in the play-in game a week later. And in order to try and solidify a better position for an at-large bid, I guess if you want to say properly, the Cougars have left the Arrowhead Conference, which is loaded with Division II teams, and they figure if you're playing a whole bunch of Division II teams, you're not going to get the nod to the Division I National Championship Tournament. Triton has been there the last few years, except last year, and done very well. And this year is no different. Again, 22-1 on the season. They won, I believe it was 19 right out of the gate. And their only loss came at Kankakee, and it came in a big way, 101-85. The Cougars also lost in Kankakee, so maybe something fishy's going on over there in Kankakee when other teams go there. But nonetheless, your Cougars come in not bad off either, 16-7 on the season, on a 6-game winning streak here. And as I've said many a times, the Cougars very difficult to beat at home. Coach Norman wanted a statement win, and they got it last Saturday against Southeastern Iowa in a big way. I believe it was like 81-67 or 57 even. The Cougars did a great job in that ball game, and here is going to be another statement win if they can pull it off today. This is going to be their most difficult team to date and probably all season. This team has defeated teams like Southeastern Iowa, Indian Hills, Sauk Valley, and Kankakee as well. Their hardest games outside of the 2 Highland games, they have one more game against Indian Hills, and I believe it's in River Grove in Chicago. I could be wrong on that one, but nonetheless, the Cougars also have to face Indian Hills again in this gymnasium, and we'll see what happens when the time comes there. But this is, and actually Indian Hills will be a week from today. So we got 3 statement games in a row here. The Cougars took care of business against the Blackhawks last week. They have a chance to make a huge statement here today against the Trojans. And then, of course, Indian Hills a week from today. But let's take a look at Triton here. In 22-1 on the season, number 6 in the nation. They're led by leading scorer, number 5, Amar Aguilar. He averages 23 points, 5 boards a game, shoots 47% from beyond the arc. Number 5, keep an eye on him. Also, number 3 will be Dylan Williams. He averages 16 points, 4 boards, and 6 assists a game, leading the team in assists. He shoots 43% beyond the arc. Also, number 1, Dior Connors. He averages 15, 3, and 3 a game, shooting 45% from beyond the arc. And then, of course, number 24, A.J. Dixon. He averages 17, 6, and 3, and he shoots well from beyond the arc as well. About 8 minutes left to go. That's the 4-headed scoring machine the Cougars have to limit as best they can today. And then, hopefully, they'll come up with the victory. Leading the way for the Cougars, again, 16-7 on the season. 6-game winning streak they're riding here, coming in tonight. Leading the way for the Cougars, TCJ, Troy Cole Jr. from Donaldsonville, Louisiana. The sophomore averages 16 and 6 a game. And then the All-American Ramin Hinton averaging 15 and 8 for Highland. And then the other 3-headed piece to this monster, D2 Demetrius Johnson from St. Paul, Minnesota, averaging 14, 4, and 5. He did have a triple-double earlier this season, so we'll see how he goes. I'm assuming and hoping we have a big game out of Omar Njai, the freshman from Senegal. He averages 11 points and 6 boards a game. But just like last week, we had 4 or 5 guys in double figures, including TCJ with 25. We're going to need a big game from all of them again today. We're going to need everyone to show up in a big way, and hopefully the Cougars can pull out the victory. A very difficult team to play today. Again, this is your HMC broadcast, the best stream you're ever going to find anywhere else. We have 5 cameras rolling again tonight. We actually have, once again, assistant coach Eric Walton mic'd up for your listening pleasure at some point tonight. We'll hear him talking. We also have instant replay, so if your man, most likely from the Cougars, throws down a nasty dunk, you should be able to see it in 3 or 4 different angles. I have been shown that the far dunk camera on the Cougars basket at the beginning of this half has been altered, so we probably won't show too many on that one because it must have gotten rocked and moved a tad bit. The one on Triton's side, though, however, should still be good. But we also have, like I said, 3 cameras lined up. The average team has 1 camera at center court, panned back and forth manually by a human. And we have 3 or 4 that can be manned by a joystick and some preset settings. Again, along with instant replay. And now, again, this is the second game we're having Coach Walton mic'd up. We'll see how that goes. Big crowd coming in here, reminding me of the Pete Norman days when this place was packed full. And why not? You got the number 6 team in the nation. The Cougars had a big statement win last week against Southeastern Iowa. No bigger game than this one. I would honestly say if the Cougars can pull off the victory today, this would be the biggest win of Coach Luke Norman's career. Right now, I say it's when the Cougars went to Indian Hills a couple years ago and beat them on the road, which the Cougars, like I said, don't do as well on the road as they do at home. Very difficult to beat at home here. They've lost 1 game all season here. That was in double overtime to Moberly in the William Bear Classic Championship. That game they should have won. They led by as many as 15 in that ball game, and some sketchy officiating kind of salted that game away, along the fact that the Cougars couldn't buy a free throw towards the end of the ball game. 1 free throw of many that they shot could have changed the game most likely. But we shall see here again in this gymnasium. Not a lot of calls going on. You can get convicted and sentenced to death in some states by some of the exchanges underneath the basket, but it's usually that way on both sides, so we'll see. I don't recognize too many officials that we have here tonight, so we shall see. Hopefully they get off with a great game. And like I said, if you don't recognize them, they probably did pretty well. Last time, again, these teams two met were in the Region 4 Championship. The Cougars took them to overtime and upset the Trojans. So we'll see if the Cougars can pull off a huge upset. If they can do it again here today, they have the people to do it. There are a couple men down again. Il Bosco, Gonzalo Basturachia, still out, I believe, with a groin injury. He's not so sure. Talked to him right before we went on the air here. Not so sure he's going to make it back in time for the Region 4 Championship. And, of course, Matt Somerville is on a red shirt injury. Or he's got the medical red shirt for this season, so he'll come back for 2 seasons, hopefully, for the Cougars. Also on the red shirt injury is Jahim Siago from Belize. He's there as well, so hopefully both of them will be back next year. They don't have to come back. Again, the Cougars, 8 players returning, and 7 of them with serious minutes. Should help the Cougars. Let's see if they can stay composed this season. I remember a new coaching staff as well, for at least the head coach for the Triton Trojans. Brian Burns, I believe, or Bums. Can't read that far. It's a small print. I need the senior citizen print. Either way, he's done a great job with this team. Again, 22-1. His predecessor was John Clancy, and he is officially a member of the Western Illinois Leathernecks basketball assistant coaches. And the head coach of the Western Illinois Leathernecks, former Highland coach, Chad Boudreau. And Chad usually comes in around the tournament time here around the Christmas break. He wasn't this year, most likely, because he's the head man, I'm guessing. But I wanted to ask him, I was very proud when I saw that John Clancy was taken from the Triton Trojans and put on his coaching staff. I was going to hope he could find a position for the coach from Moberly as well, as he does a fine job down in Missouri. But I might have bitten off a little more I can chew. John Clancy, 52-13 in his 2 years at Triton. They made the Final Four back in 21-22 season in Hutchinson, Kansas. Again, that year they won the Region 4 over Highland. They unfortunately lost to Moberly in the play-in game, but got an at-large bid and then made it farther than Moberly did anyways, as Moberly dropped their first game. But we'll see. The Trojans definitely have a ball club that can match that and get back there as well. We shall see how well they play. This is our first look at them this year. Again, the game on January the 13th was postponed, and I'm a little disappointed for the simple fact that I believe their first loss against Kankakee was on January the 15th. So something might have been in the water there, and they might not have been as sharp as usual. Cougars could have handed them their first defeat, but we're hoping they can hand them number 2 here this afternoon. We're about a minute away before the starting lineups. And again, just another little small tidbit from Chad Boudreau. I believe it was the Tone Boyle administration here that had a player. He was an All-American. His name is it's getting away from me now, but he's a member of the Harlem Globetrotters, former Cougar. And he also played at Western Illinois with several other former Highland Cougars. Wasn't under Coach Boudreau, but I think he was there at some point with Chad Boudreau in the last couple seasons. But nonetheless, we're getting set here to roll. Cougars are going to be all hands on deck here. They're going to need one of their best games ever. They're going to need a game like last week. Their first half performance, scoring-wise, was amazing. Everything they shot went in. They held on. Led wire to wire against Southeastern Iowa, a team that had beaten them already. Some similar teams the Cougars have played. Again, I don't think Triton has played Moberly yet. If they have, I know they've beaten them, but the Cougars lost 86-84 in overtime. They lost by 8 to Indian Hills and also by 13 to Southeastern Iowa. Their average loss is 8.3 points out of their 7 losses. Again, Southeastern Iowa, the largest loss they've had. So we shall see here as we're getting set for the national anthem. So sit back, relax, listen, and enjoy.
They are preparing to wrap up the season here at Freeport by hosting the 61st
Welcome back. Getting here with the Sultan of Sound, Jim Yeager, King Arthur, and the marvelous one, Mark Masters. We're set to go here. Again, your Cougars coming in 16-7 on the season, 6-game winning streak. And they're going up against the best team they're going to face most likely all season. The number 6 Triton Trojans at 22-1, their only loss, again against Kankakee in Kankakee, 101-85. And again, their 7 losses have come by an average of 8 points. Very difficult to beat at home. And we will see how the Cougars do here tonight. Hopefully that stays with us. All right, Craig, let's go.
Buckle up, weirdos. This one's going to be a good one.
It's time for the starting lineup for the Highland Cougars. At one guard, a 6'4" sophomore from Chicago Curry, the All-American, number 1, Ramin Hinton. At another guard, a 6' sophomore from St. Paul, Minnesota, number 4, D2, Demetrius Johnson. At 1 forward, a 6'4" sophomore from Donaldsonville, Louisiana, number 11, TCJ, Troy Cole Jr. At another guard, a 6'6" sophomore from Romeoville, number 5, Tyler Johnson. And at the other forward, a 6'8" sophomore from Toronto, Canada, number 23, Air Canada, Cyrus Noel. The Cougars are coached in his 4th season by Mr. Luke Norman.
Regulators, mount up. We're coming.
We're set to roll here. The Cougars will be moving right to left on your TV screens. They'll come out in their home white jerseys with orange letters and numbers trimmed in blue. The Trojans will come out in their road gray jerseys with gray numbers, white letters trimmed in yellow. A heavyweight battle once again here this Saturday. We've got one next Saturday, so sit back, relax, and enjoy your Highland Cougar basketball. It appears it's going to be number 11, Samuels. 7-9 on the season will jump against Air Canada, Cyrus Noel.
Welcome to the jungle.
And we are off and running. The tip will be taken by the Cougars. The tip went towards Triton, but D2 intercepted the pass. Now he has the ball on the left side. Man-to-man defense by the Trojans. D2 going to go in. Might have gotten a foul. Shot by TCJ, no good. A lot of contact down low. TCJ for the bucket. And the Cougars are on the board. Troy Cole Jr. leading the way for the Cougars, 16-6 a game here. And this is Williams handling the ball right now. He shoots well from beyond the 3. This time he didn't, but an offensive board by Connors. His jumper no good, tipped around, but right to D2. D2 inside. He's moving, but no call, which is probably a good one. Picked up by the Trojans, coming back the other way, and an unforced error out of bounds. That was Aguilar, number 5. He's the main gun for the Trojans, averaging 23-5 a game. Keeping him out of the scoring column is going to be a challenge. Hopefully the Cougars are up to it tonight. D2 will bring it up for Highland, looking for a screen, doesn't get one. Gives it to TY. Cyrus wanted it inside. He's open. Free ball, Ramin Hinton got it. Mean Ramin Hinton, the All-American, punches a 3, and the Cougars got a 5-point lead. Again, they led wire to wire over Southeastern Iowa last week. Might be a lot to think that, but inside a nice shot by Aguilar, and he's got the bucket. Highland lead cut to 3 here early. 2 20-minute halves. 6th ranked team in the nation coming to town, and hopefully the Cougars can be bad hosts. D2 launches a 3. Got it! D2 for 3, and the Cougars punch out a 6-point lead right now. Bringing it up now again, that's Williams for the Trojans. There's Aguilar. Lost the ball a little bit. Might have got away with a travel. Oh, they're going to call a foul on that. He walked before that. That foul's going to be on TCJ. 18:07 left to go first half. 8-2 Highland early out of the gates. Williams will get it on top to Samuels. Samuels trying to hand off, almost stolen by D2. And the shot missed and rebounded by Hinton. Ramin over to CCJ. He'll throw down for 2. Troy Cole Jr. throw down some thunder. And the Cougars now up by 8. They have a great crowd here tonight, and that will definitely help the Cougars. Heading all the way to the rack. Nice shot by Connors, and it's up and in. 10-4 Highland early, 17:30 to go in the first. 2 big threes by D2 and Ramin Hinton. Also, a thunderous two-handed dunk by TCJ, who's got the ball on the right side. He's going to go baseline, and he's going to pick up the foul. That's on 24 Dixon. Dixon averages 17 and 6. Just about anybody and everybody can score here for the Trojans. Cougars, again, not too shabby on defense, and they're going to need every bit of that defense tonight. Ramin going to take it to the rack, all the way over. 3-ball, T.Y. rounding out, but an offensive board. He couldn't make it, though. Ramin Hinton had the offensive board, put it back up. It was no good. Connors all the way to the rack. No good, and here comes D2. Going to push it. The ball tipped, though. They're trying to get it to TCJ. And another shot he passed by the Trojans as Tyler Johnson will pull it down. 3-ball on the way. Ramin Hinton got it. Timeout taken, Trojans. 16:49 left to go in the half. The Cougars out again to their largest lead of the game. They've led wire to wire, and they lead 12-4. Want to watch some more of this ball game? The only place you can is right here on HMC. Stick with us, everyone. Welcome back. The Cougars came out a-blazing. Offensively, again, 3 3-pointers, 2 by Ramin Hinton, 1 from D2, and Troy Cole Jr. with 2 buckets as well, 1 a thunderous two-handed dunk. 12-4 Highland. Again, number 6 team in the nation here in junior college. The Triton Trojans have been a force in the Region 4 since they entered Division 1 about 4 or 5 years ago. This program has been nothing but class and very solid, making several trips to Hutchinson, Kansas, the site of the national tournament. Inside to Samuels, knocked away by D2, and it will stay with the Trojans with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Trojans will be taking the ball out right underneath us here in the universally famous Jim Yeager balcony. And it appears it's going to be Williams taking it out. He'll get it up top to the new lead. Verijic, I believe, inside to their main gun. Aguilar will put it in for 2. Cuts the lead in half, 12-6 Highland. This is going to be a big heavyweight slugfest. So strap yourself in here and get ready. D2 up top. Looking over now, D2 will take it himself. Pull back jumper, got it! D2, 4-2, and an 8-point lead again for the Cougars. 14-6, just under 16 to go in the half. Aguilar on the right side, worked on by TCJ. Tough play, tough shot, and he got it, and the foul. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be TCJ's second, and he's one man we can't afford to lose here to fouls. He had 25 last week in the big win over Southeastern Iowa. And his mom made the trip up from Louisiana to watch him play. Couldn't have picked a better game to do so. I wish he'd have stayed a little longer. TCJ having a seat as Omar Njai, number 21, checks in. He averages 11 and 6 a game. We're going to need a huge game from him off the bench as well. Cougar bigs all around are going to need a big game in here, limiting the offensive boards from the Trojans. 15:47 left to go in the first half. Aguilar is there for the and one free throw. Looks off the back iron, but it drops right through. He's already got 7 points, and he averages 23. He's cut the lead to 5. Cougars coming up here as T.Y. will bring the ball up for Highland. Off to the left now, Ramin Hinton. He can take the drive. He will. Spin move, turnaround jumper, got it! Ramin Hinton. 8 points now for him, and the Cougars back up by 7. Williams will cross the timeline. Gives it over to Connors. Connors now up top, Aguilar. He'll launch the three, a great three-point shooter. No good, the ball tipped, and Connors will come up with it. Long three by Verijic, and he'll knock it down. 7-point lead. No, that's not anymore. It's down to 4. 7-point lead now goes down to 4. 16-12, Highland. Up top, D2. Ramin for three, no good. Tyler heads the offensive board and knocked out of bounds. Should stay with the Cougars, and I believe it will. D2 will take the ball out of bounds for the Cougars, leading by 4 here early on. 14:45 left to go in the first half. D2 will get the ball back from Cyrus. They're looking down low, and they're going to call, I believe, Cyrus for a hook. First foul on Air Canada, Cyrus Noel. Officials doing a good job keeping this non-abusive, I guess, because some of these transactions underneath the basket get pretty hairy, especially down the stretch when every possession counts. Aguilar trying to take Air Canada, picks up his dribble. Up top, Samuel might have got away with a walk. Aguilar, nice move, nice shot, and he got it. He's going to be difficult to stop, but the Cougars got to find a way to do it. They're clinging to a 2-point lead here, led by as many as 8 early on with 14:15 to go in the first half. They get it to Air Canada. He can take you off the dribble if he wants. We'll get it up top to D2. There's a play down low that I like. Njai, bang, and no good, and no call, and here come the Trojans. Cougars need a big game off the bench for Njai. He's had them before. Cougars might need to think of a double, possibly. 3 ball on the way, way off the mark. Ramin Hinton with the board, his third. Ramin can take it to the hole. He will, lost the handle. Going up strong, he didn't get the contact. He got his own rebound and unfortunately threw it away, trying to get it to Njai. And Samuels will intercept it. Samuels a force on the boards. He averages 9 rebounds a game. Has thrown up a few shots, nothing really gone in yet for him. 13-13 left to go in the first half. Cougar lead is 2. Running one-hander around and out, tipped out of bounds, and it will go to the Cougars. Mo Buckets setting to check in for Cyrus Noel. Mona Mabood, Air Canada has a seat. 13:09 left to go in this first half. Cougars lead by 2, 16-14. D2 will bring it up for Highland on the left side. D2 back to Monum. All the way over, TY trying to look down low, no good. Mo Buckets, now D2, looking inside for Njai. He's got it to him. He's gonna face up and bang. Nice spin move, still no call. And Verijic almost threw it away, but he gets it to Williams on the left side. Williams now to Aguilar again. Possibly a mismatch there with Monum, but he gives up the ball. Scott has it now. He'll go over to the left side. Verijic loses the handle, and D2 will pick up the steal. Off the feet, but still nobody calling anything. No one can see nothing. Got away with the walk. More tips, and here come the Cougars. Kind of an ugly mess offensively there. D2 on the left side. He's going to try and drive to the rack all the way. 3 ball, no. Mona Mabood open for 3, round and out. He's traveled with it, and oh my goodness. $11:48 to go. First half. Aguilar will let set back for 3 and drain it. 3 ball for Aguilar in. gives the Trojans their first lead of the game. Timeout by Highland. 11:41 left to go in the half. The Trojans have withstood the Cougar opening round punch, and they lead by 1, 17-16. We'll be back in a minute for more action. Stick with us, everyone. This is your HMC broadcast. Welcome back. Aguilar leading the way for the Trojans. 12 of their 17 points are by him. The Cougars are led by Ramin Hinton, 8 points, 5 for Demetrius Johnson, and 4 for Troy Cole Jr., who unfortunately is on the bench. Now he's back in. Troy Cole Jr. does have 2 fouls. Again, Troy Cole leading the way for the Cougars, 16 points a game. Then Ramin Hinton, 15 and 8. D2, 14 and 4, and Jai, 11 and 6. D2 will bring the ball up. He's going to see a lot of time today. Ball tipped back. D2 will bring it back. Shot clock down to 20. Plenty of time left. TY had the baseline. Gives it D2 for 3. No good. And a long rebound, Varacek. He'll throw it up, and D2 will intercept that one. Some sloppy play by the Trojans as well. The alley and way too high. Cougars can't afford to give away too many fast break points like that. As Aboud tried to throw the alley-oop to Njai, threw it way over his head. Mo comes out as Ramin Hinton back in for him. Biggest man on the floor for the Cougars is the 6'7" Njai. Aguilar will kick back out to Williams. Williams can score as well. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound by D2. Ramin trying to take it there. No call on the slap, but they lose the ball. And another job. D2 all over the defensive passing lanes. Swatting the ball out of bounds, preventing the fast break. Unfortunately, the Trojans will maintain possession. With 10:48 left to go, the Trojans up by 1, 17-16. Cougars been stuck on 16 for a while now. Trying to get it in is Williams. He'll get it up top to Scott. On the left side, Varacek gonna try and go to the hole. Tough shot, no good. Big board by Njai. Again, Cougars need a lot of defensive rebounds here. 10:30 to go in the half. Highland came out with their best uppercut punch. The Trojans have withstood it, almost a steal. In the corner now. Oh, they're gonna call it travel. They miss half the other travels, but they find that one. 10:19 left to go in this first half. 17-16 Trojans. I believe they're on a 5-0 run. All the way, Scott up and in. Scott has an easy route to the basket. And a 3-point lead now for the Trojans, 19-16. Ramin will get it all the way over. Troy Cole now D2 on the left side. 16 on the shot clock. D2 gonna go to the hole, and they're gonna call a foul, I believe, on Aguilar. Which would be nice. We can find a way to get him off the floor would be nice. And there he goes. Again, only one foul for him. But like I said, there's more than him on this Trojan ball club that can score. Most likely score in bunches, and we'll see. Inside Ramin Hinton, ball knocked out of bounds, will stay with the Cougars. 19-16. Trojans, I believe on a 7-0 run. It was 16-12 Highland. Looking inside, and the defense by the Trojans tough. They get the tie up, and I believe the Trojans, if it is a jump ball, and I believe it is, will go to Triton. Again, the Cougars outlasted Triton a year ago in overtime for the Region 4 championship. The Trojans did not get the at-large bid they were seeking. So this is the first time they've met since then, and Big Smooth hit the game-tying jumper to send it into overtime. Now Williams, nice move, draws a lot of contact, no good. 6th rebound now by Ramin Hinton. T.Y. looking inside. Njai's got the ball now. He'll face up. Nice spin move up off the glass. No good. Njai having a rough start. Not anything getting called down low. Going to the rack. And a nice block by Njai. Njai will pick up the foul. His first. 9:12 to go in the half. 16-19, the Trojans with the lead. Going to the line for two is Connors. He's got 1 bucket on the evening for 2 points. Connors' first free throw up and in. Air Canada will check in. Ramin Hinton will have a seat. Ramin sits down 8 points. 20-16, now the biggest lead for the Trojans so far tonight, 4 points. 1 more free throw, up and in for Connors. T.Y. going to bring the ball up for the Cougars, again still stuck on 16. It might even have been 16-8 early on for that 8-point lead. Trying to get it inside, more, no, this is kind of a mess down low, no calls for nothing. Big time block by T.Y. Air Canada on the right side, now D2. 3 ball on the way, got it! Troy Cole Jr. for 3, timeout taken by Highland. 8:38 left to go in the first half. The Cougars have cut the lead in half. They trail now 21-19. And we'll be back here in a minute. Want to continue watching the greatest stream you're ever going to see? It's right here on HMC. Welcome back. 8:38 to go in the half. 21-19 Trojans. The Cougars looking for some sort of call down low. Omar Njai's gotten the ball down low. A lot of contact, not a lot of calls. Only 2 fouls on the Trojans. Connors has the ball. We'll bring it up. Averages 15 and 3. And swatted away by Troy Cole Jr. Wow. Aguilar back in the game. He'll step back for 3. No good. Troy Cole will pull up the rebound. Tyler Johnson, tough play. No call again. We're not getting nothing down low. And here comes Williams. 3 ball on the way for Connors, airballed it. Nothing for Williams yet, only 4 for Connors, but Aguilar with 12. 8:01 to go in the half, 21-19 Trojans. Cougars a chance for a 3 here, could take the lead. D2 will bring the ball up for Highland. Over Troy Cole's got the lane, all the way over to Cyrus. Nice ball fake, and they're gonna call a travel on him. 7:47 left to go. The Cougars getting some good looks, but unfortunately shooting themselves in the foot here. Down the stretch here as the Trojans have started to score and have taken over the lead. They lead 21-19. Williams will kick it back on over. Dixon gonna try and turn around. He does. Shot up off the glass. He bricks it. T.Y. will pull down the board. Cougars doing a solid job on the defensive end as far as rebounding. They just need to start putting some in. Air Canada for 3, no good. Cyrus doesn't shoot too many, but he was left wide open. He gave it a shot to give the Cougars a lead, and it rimmed out. 7:10 to go in the half. Dixon will hand back now. Williams down low to Samuels. Samuels going to kick it back up top. Dixon. Too many steps. And we finally are calling the travel now. There's some calls that they just don't call. The travel on some of these plays are a little questionable, but now they're starting to call that an awful lot. Ramin Hinton comes in. Omar Njai has a seat. Full court pressure by Aguilar. And D2 will bring it up. Looking for a screen by Air Canada. He's gotten the switch, which Air Canada has the mismatch. Down low, he's got the little Williams on him. They got to find him. A 3-ball instead, around and out. And Cyrus not even happy about that choice. Chose not to, didn't even get the rebound on that one. Cyrus had the mismatch against the small man Williams. Nobody even looked at him. They shot the 3, missed it. And they're going to call a travel. I'd have rather took the push off. Foul, but Aguilar picks up the travel. And still with 6:22 left to go in the half, the Cougars trail by 2, but they have the ball. Behind the back pass, Troy Cole Jr. with a facial. Troy Cole right in Samuel's grill, throws down to tie the ball game up. Aguilar tries it behind the back. Stolen by T.Y. He'll throw down. No, but there is the return. But T.Y. misses the dunk. He wanted it. He got fouled on the play, and I believe that's on Samuels. His first, only the 3rd foul called on a Trojan here tonight in the first half, and we are 14 minutes in. 7 fouls called total. Time for the team to get aggressive and go to the hoop, and that's what T.Y. wanted. He got fouled, and he's got 2 free throws. First one around and out. The sophomore from Romeoville averages 8 and 6 on the season, shoots 70% from the free throw line. He's got 1 more free throw coming. He'll set, shoot, and score. Just like that, the Cougars back in front, 22-21. Just under 6 minutes left in this first half of this heavyweight slugfest. And the Trojans, number 6 ranked in the nation. 3-ball for Dixon, no good. Ball tipped around, and unfortunately right back to Samuels. He'll go for 3, no good. T.Y. will pull down the board. And we're getting chippy, and Aguilar picked up a technical. Not sure what he did or said, but Aguilar's been teed up. And that, let's see, they're going to call a foul, I believe, on Dixon, which is his second. If there is indeed a technical on Aguilar, which is what they signaled, that should be his second as well as technicals. The last time I checked, it counted as personal fouls as well. So the first foul's on Dixon. Now that's not anything more than a defensive foul, so it's not like a shooting foul, but they are going to call the T on Aguilar. And that does count as his second personal. Aguilar's been most of the scoring for the Trojans here. He's got 12 points, but it's been a long time since he's scored. Ramin Hinton, 85% for the Cougars at the line for the technical free throw. Coach for Triton not happy with it. But nonetheless, the call was made. Free throw, no good for Ramin. And he does get another one. We've had so many technicals called. Some of them go 1 free throw, some of them go less. Ramin misses them both. Tough break there. Cougars will maintain possession. Couldn't get anything out of the technical. They lead, though, 22-21 with the ball. And more importantly, 2 fouls on Aguilar. Again, averages 23 and 5 a game. He's got 12 already for the Trojans, but the Trojans can have they have other players that can score. Also, Dixon sitting down. He averages 17 and 6. Williams, who's the point man going against D2, he averages 16. And then Connors, number 1, averages 15. There's a lot of people that can score points for the Trojans. 3 ball by D2 looks long, and it hit the back stanchion, and that'll be out of bounds. .5:17 to go in the half. The Cougars lead by 1, led by as many as 8 here in the first half. And then both defenses have clamped down since then. Aguilar on the left side. He'll pull up for another 3, around and out. Air Canada will pull down the board. 5 minutes to go in the half. Troy Cole over to Cyrus. Up top, reversed over, looking inside. Njai, worked on by Samuels. He faces up. Nice ball fake. Up, still no call. We're going to have to start throwing elbows or something down there. No one wants to call anything down low. 4:44 left. Williams will bring the ball up for the Trojans. Over to Connors. Down low, Aguilar. Connors will fire up a 3. This one no good. Rebounded. Number 7 for Ramin Hinton. D2 now on the right side. Had the lane if he wanted it, as no one's off to his right. Now Hinton will set up on that side. Troy Cole to set a screen all the way over for Cyrus. Shot clock down to 10. Cyrus for 3, long, but right there is Omar. He tried to jam, no good. He got his own board, but there's Cyrus, still no call. You gotta be kidding me. More shoddy officiating and another 3-ball airballed. Troy Cole Jr., he'll pull down the board. 3-ball, D2 got it. Demetrius Johnson with a big 3, extending the lead for the Cougars to 4. 3:46 to go. We got to check to see if Omar's got his arm left. He's getting hammered. He might as well just try to make the dang thing because they're not going to get nothing else. 25-21 Highland. 3:46 left to go. Anybody comes down in the paint, it's time to take an elbow because they're not calling anything. Scott on the left side. Looking. Verchik wide open is Aguilar. He tries to throw it. No! You can't call that! They're going to call it on Njai. We have some replay coming up on this one. Omar Njai underneath the hoop. Oh, wow! An all-ball block on that instant replay. The same play down at the other end, but no one gets the call. They get it down here. Aguilar makes the first free throw. Clean block by Njai. Replay approved block by Njai. So we'll count that one as a missed call. There's one. Aguilar hits the second one. Njai going to sit down with 2 fouls. Again, clean block on that replay. You can see it at home, folks. Couldn't have been more clean than that one. Terrible call. And, of course, they're getting Aguilar back in the scoring column. Over. Ramin Hinton for 3. No good. And a defensive board by the Trojans. They trail by 2, 3:15 to go in the half. Officials struggling here in this heavyweight battle. Williams gonna look to drive to the hold, and there goes the shot clock. I believe the Trojans have a gripe here that shot clock did not reset. But I'll allow it. 3:02 left to go in the ball game. If you call it, you can't go back on it. Good Lord. I guess you missed another one. That's 2 for the scoring column at home. Again, replay approved, blocked by Omar Njai. That's the first miss. That should be a steal. And D2, and there's finally a call. And they're going to call it on Williams, his first. Just under 3 minutes to go in the half. It has been a slugfest, literally underneath the hoop, with no calls being made. 25-23 Highland. D2 should get to go to the line here for 2 free throws. He will. 8 points on the night here for D2, averaging 73%. And that one's going to go around and out. Cougars have struggled from the line here. 1 for 5 so far early going. Still holding on to the 2-point lead with 2:59 to go. Smart job by Coach Luke Norman pulling out TCJ here towards the end here. Can't afford to get a third foul on him. D2, 1 more free throw coming. The Cougars could put it to a 3-point game, and he nails it. 2 for 6 now on the evening, the Cougars. They lead by 3, just under 3 minutes to go in the half. Wisely, Aguilar out of the ball game for the Trojans as well. Or no, he's not. He's got right at the top of the key with the ball. Too many steps, but no call. Scott down low, and a block by T.Y. Big block. This time they didn't rob him of that, but it will still go out of bounds. Big time rejection, Tyler Johnson. Now going up top, Varacek looking inside for Aguilar. Worked on by Tyler. Tough round shot, no good. Air Canada pulls down the board. The Cougars with a 3-point lead. 2:30 left to go in the half. Both teams exchanging decent leads at 8 and 5 points. The Cougars at the moment with the 3-point lead. Gonna run a little bit of clock. Step back, 2 ball for D2. Got it! D2 now 11 points for him. He's having himself a half and a 5-point lead now for Highland. Williams calling out a screen. He's going to continue to the hoop for the layup up and in. First bucket for Williams. And he gets the steal. And you can't call that. Come on. We had a guy get murdered on the other end. You didn't call that. Mo Buckets with the hip check. $1:55 to go. Another tough play. Trojans getting the benefit of the down low brawls as the first free throw for Williams is up and in. One more free throw for Williams, who's starting to find the scoring column. And he'll put it up and in. He's cut the lead down to 1. 28-27 Highland, just under 2 minutes to go in the ball, or not in the ball game, the first half. Number 6 team in the nation, the Trojans. Cougars giving them their best shot here, as many teams do. Only one team's gotten the better of the Trojans, Kankakee, by about 13. Tough play, kick out all the way over. Mo Buckets for 3, got it! Abood for 3, and the Cougars back up now by 4. 1:25 to go. Scott up top will get the switch. Could take it back the other way, no good. And they're going to call a foul on that? It's getting embarrassing. They're going to call the bucket for Scott and the free throw coming. That foul on Cyrus Noel, his second. We've had better exchanges down on the other end where the guy lost an arm and no call. One free throw coming here for Scott as he got the gimme. Rounded out. Well, they're not going to count the bucket. I guess it's going to be on the floor. And again, wisely for the Trojans, Aguilar has a seat with 2 fouls. Scott, one more free throw, around and out. Ramin Hinton pulls down rebound number 8. 1:10 to go in the half, and a 4-point lead for the Cougars. D2 over to Abood. He just drained a 3 a few minutes ago. Up top, TY now looking inside. He's got it left on D2. TY down low to Cyrus. Cyrus now double teamed. Tries to throw it off a Trojan, and he throws it away. Here comes Williams. Abood will pick up the foul. That's Monum's second. 46 seconds left to go in this first half. The Cougars with the 4-point lead. TCJ back in. Little scared about this decision. Again, TCJ, an important member of the Cougars scoring here with 2 fouls. Don't want him to see it pick up a cheapie, because these officials are all over the place. It could be something stupid. Williams for 1 in the bonus. First free throw up and in. Williams is 74%. Lead cut to 3 with 46 seconds left to go. Free throw up and in. 2-point lead for the Cougars with 45 seconds left to go. The Cougars will have to get a shot off before the end of the half. So the Trojans, if they can get the defensive board, if the Cougars miss, can still shoot for the lead. Ramin Hinton, long 2, way off the mark though. Shot clock is off. The Trojans can play for 1. 25 seconds left to go. Williams will bring the ball up for the Trojans. Down to 20. Hand off to Varacek, back to Williams, down to 10. He'll go all the way to the rack, around and in. Bucket for Williams, 5 seconds left to go. The Cougars can still get one off. Down to 3, down to 2. Over D2 for 3. It's good if it goes, but it's off the mark. And after a huge slugfest to start this game, we're knotted up at 31 at the half here. Scoring for the Cougars, 8 points for Hinton, 11 for D2, 3 for Abood, 9 for TCJ, 1 for Tyler Johnson, good for 31 points for the Cougars. On the other end, it's Aguilar with 14 points. Williams coming on towards the end here with 8, I believe. But at the half, again, your Cougars tied up with the highly powerful Trojans at 31 apiece. We'll be back here in about 15 minutes for the second half. Stick with us, everyone. Welcome back. We're still tied at 31. Getting ready for the second half of this heavyweight battle here. Again, Cougars led by D2 with 11 points, 2 3-pointers. Cougars have 6 3-pointers on the half here. 1 by Abood, 1 by TCJ, 2 by D2, and 2 by Ramin Hinton. And that's the lineup outside of Njai will come in for Noel. As we get set to start the second half, Cougars will be moving left to right now on your TV screens. Trojan starters, I believe, will be back out as well. Again, the Trojans, 22-1 on the season, number 6 in the nation. See you guys later. No kisses for you, Mini Masters. TY will take it out. D2 will bring it up for Highland. Led by as many as 8 in the first half. Trojans led by 5, their largest margin. TCJ over to D2. Looking inside. Wisely didn't try to force it. Now Ramin going to try and step back. Troy Cole for 3. Got it! TCJ for his second 3. And that's 12 points now for him. Williams got back in the scoring column, now over to Dixon. He can score in bunches too. Inside throw to Samuels. Tough play up underneath, no good, and the Cougars tip it right back to Dixon. Could have gotten called for a travel, but Dixon will hit a 3 on the other end. Dixon finally in the scoring column. He averages 17 a game. 2 early fouls for him, sidelined him, and now this game is back tied again. Tyler inside, and Jai, who's murdered! And Samuels will pick up his second foul. Let's watch this manhandling down low. Nice pass inside Njai, and he's crushed. And he'll go to the line for 2. Amazingly, the officials picked that one up. 19:01 to go in the ball game. Njai a chance to give the Cougars the lead. First free throw, no good. Cougars still struggling from the line. They are 2 for 7 from the line here. That has got to change if this second half is going to be a little easier for Highland. One more free throw for Njai. He missed them both. Hinton thrown to the ground, no call, and here come the Trojans. Williams passes all the way out to Connors for 3. No good. And the ball tipped right to Williams for an easy bucket. Cougars struggling to get buckets down here, and the Trojans just getting easy layups. 2-point lead for the Trojans. Hinton trying to answer for 3 off the inside iron. Williams has the lane if he wants it, tries to go there. Trying to dump it off to Samuels, and he'll take it back up top. Dixon for 3, got it. 2 quick threes for Dixon, and the lead out to 5, their biggest lead of the night for the Trojans. 18-14 to go in the ball game. Up top, Troy Cole. Now D2. We got to get some sort of an inside presence. Pass out to TY. Back to D2. He'll step back for 3. Short. He's flattened. No call. Here comes Dixon. He's going to try to throw down, and a block by Troy Cole. And it's going to go to the Cougars. Troy Cole with a huge block on the tomahawk dunk. Thought there was going to be a timeout taken by the Trojans. They did not. 17:50 to go in the ball game. Cougars trailing by 5. D2 to Hinton. Looking inside, no. Cougars have got to get some sort of a presence inside. They got the height down low. Tough play, ball swatted away by Aguilar. Dixon, turnaround jumper, blocked by, big block by TY. And a big time hammer! Omar Njai throws down as nobody got back. a big-time hammer by Omar and Jai. 39-36 here. Just over 17 minutes to go, and the crowd now back into it. Williams will hand off now to Connors. Connors, pull-up jumper, and he hit it. He's a little quiet tonight, only 6 points for him, but a 5-point lead for the Trojans. T.Y. now over to Troy Cole. He's got the baseline. He'll try and throw down, no call, and he missed it. That's a terrible call. William goes down, draws the contact, falls down, gives him the LeBron flop, and gets the bucket and the foul. The same call down here on this end, and we get a no call every time that happens. Cougars are going to have to get aggressive and take it to the hole, which they've done to start with, but no calls for them. 43-36. Williams' free throw up and in. That's the one thing the Trojans are doing way better than the Cougars is hitting free throws, is that they have extended now to an 8-point lead, their largest of the game, with 16:23 to go in the ball game. And Jai go over to D2. Looking for a screen. D2 going to take it. Kicks it inside. Troy Cole tries to throw down, and they call the third on Samuels. I understand Samuels' understanding, as they've been hammering them down low all night long and haven't gotten called, and now they are. But I've been complaining for that call for I don't know how long in the game, and Troy Cole finally gets it. That's 3 on Dixon. They didn't call it on Samuels, called it on Dixon. Troy Cole's free throw up and in. 13 points now for Troy Cole. Cuts the lead to 7. One more free throw for the sophomore that can jump out of the gymnasium. Got them both. Six-point lead now for the Trojans. Williams will bring the ball up for them, off to the right side. Ball tipped, and unfortunately, right back to Connors with a running one-hander. No call, and they better call something else than the garbage they're not calling down there. They're going to call it on Tyler Johnson. Should be his first. Ball tipped away. Nice job by D2 defensively in the passing lane. And they finally get a call now. This one's going to be on Connors, but I believe that's only his first. Is that T.Y.'s third? That's Tyler's third? Foul down there. Oh. It said third. I only have him for one, but. Njai will get it. D2. Down low inside Njai. We'll kick it back out. 3 ball on the way, no good. Nice board by Ramin Hinton and the bucket. Timeout taken by Highland. 9th rebound for Ramin Hinton. He's sitting at 10 points and 9 boards. Timeout taken by Highland. 15:39 left to go in the ballgame. The Cougars have closed the gap down to 4. It's 44-40 Trojans. Want to continue watching the best stream you're ever going to see? Stick with us here on HMC. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back. Hopefully you're enjoying the instant replays from HMC here. The Sultan of Sound, Jim Yeager, at the controls, doing a fine job. And, of course, King Arthur with some camera work as well. We have 5 cameras, instant replay. We even got the assistant coach, Eric Walton, mic'd up for us. I don't believe we've gone to him yet for some insight during the game, but I'm sure we have the opportunity. We've done it before. It's still new to us. This is only game 2. But 15-26 to go in the ball game. The Trojans hanging on at the moment with a 4-point lead. Aguilar, turnaround jumper, no good. Troy Cole with his 3rd rebound, and here come the Cougars. Hinton going to try and drive to the rack. He'll kick it out. D2 left open for 3. No good. Dixon will pull down the board. The Cougars could use some offensive boards here. 3 ball on the other end. No good, and there's an offensive board for Dixon. No good. 6th rebound for D2. Nice pass, but it got swatted away, and the Trojans coming back the other way. Aguilar with the easy layup at the other end. 16 points now for him and a 6-point lead for the Trojans. Aguilar again averages 23 a game. He's getting close to it. Hinton down low and Jai. He faces up. He can take him off the dribble. And they're going to call another foul on Samuel. That should be his 3rd if my calculations are correct. It is his 3rd. He's been substituted for as well as Dixon. Taking the ball out will be D2 underneath us here. He gets it to Hinton on the left side. Hinton all the way to the rack, no call, gets another rebound and gets the bucket. 12 points, 10 boards for Ramin Hinton. $14 minutes to go in the ball game. Cougars down by 4. Nice reach around and a terrible call. We've had reach arounds all game, nothing called. People getting mugged, and they call a cheap one on Troy Cole. And this is what I hate about officiating. A call that wasn't called in the first half is now getting called all over the place in the second. And like I said, there's a terrible call as well. This call could have been made 7 times in the first half on our end. They called it 0 times. And Aguilar gets the benefit of the LeBron James call. They call Njai for his 3rd foul. Again, these same instances, a lot rougher on our end, don't get called. And whether that one was a foul or not, it gets called when it's not, when things are a lot rougher than that, don't. And that's what frustrates me. When an official has an opinion on a call, that's not good. It's not like a ball and strike that's thrown right down the middle and you're expecting it to be there. This is a, well, I don't think he fouled him this time, or yeah, he fouled him that time, even though it's the same play. Aguilar hits them both. Ramin has the lane if he wants it. All the way up top, Tyler Johnson. And now they call one, and it's probably just because it's on Varacek. If that would have been on Aguilar, they'd have been a no call. 6-point lead for the Trojans. 13:45 to go in the ballgame. Tyler Johnson. Now to D2. Get it down to Hinton. He's got Aguilar on his hip. Here Canada, now Tyler. He'll line up for 3. That's short. Aguilar on the right side. Varacek back to Aguilar. Could have got a call there. They didn't, surprisingly. Cougars got the ball back going the other direction. Troy Cole. Gonna go baseline? No. He'll get it back out top. D2 for 3. Got it! Demetrius Johnson the second for 3 more. He's got 14 and the lead cut to 3. Just over 13 minutes to go. 48-45 Triton. Crowd coming alive here with the defensive chat. Inside, big time slam by Linsby. And a 5-point lead for the Trojans. Ramin trying to answer for three. No good. Cyrus with the offensive board. No call. Cougars got away with some push-offs, but a bucket for Tyler Johnson. Lead cut to 3. Lisenby got shoved in the back, but for once the officials didn't call it on this end. An amazing flop throw up for Connors, and the prayer is answered. Foul, I believe, called on Demetrius Johnson, his first. Williams misses the and one free throw. I thought it was Connors that took the shot. I guess it was Williams. Oh boy. Miscommunication by the Cougars, and they give one away. Williams trying to make him pay, and he does. Big time three by Williams, who's come alive in the scoring column. And back to an 8-point lead for the Trojans. Just under 12 minutes to go. Step back three by D2, got it. Demetrius Johnson now with 17. Five-point lead for the Trojans with the ball. Scott. Barachek now over to Williams. Williams trying his flop attempt. And did they call the flop? Did they call the LeBron flop? Yes, he did. I just saw the signal on Williams. $18 points for Williams. And that's a technical already? I thought they got a warning for it. Okay. TCJ going to the line on the technical for the flop. Unfortunately, it doesn't count as a personal foul. Troy Cole Jr. set to shoot some free throws. Cougars have struggled terribly in the first half in this, except for Troy Cole. Troy Cole 3 for 3. He's got one more coming. I guess not. Well, he's still 3 for 3. 15 points for Troy Cole. Again, I said Troy Cole, D2, and Ramin are going to have big games. They're sitting at 17, 15, and 12, but still trailing by 4. The Trojans now, I guess since it wasn't your typical technical foul, the ball is not out of bounds with the Cougars. So the Trojans will maintain possession after the free throw. They lead by 4. And this is what I'm talking about. They're going to call Troy Cole for a hand check, something they haven't called all damn game, and that's 4. That's what I get tired of. You have an opinion, and now you think you made a call, bad call. Now you got to call one back, and you call something stupid. Something hasn't been called all game. Running down the other end, tough shot by Williams up and in. Williams now at 20. And a 6-point lead for the Trojans. Cyrus back, looking for a screen now to D2. D2 gives it to Cyrus. Nice ball movement down. TY. Up top now D2, looking for a screen from Omar. Tough shot inside to Omar with the right hook. Got it. Omar Njai, only his 4th point of the night. But the lead cut down to 4. Every possession crucial for the Cougars. Aguilar left open for 3, around and out. Tipped ball everywhere, and it finds a Trojan. All the bounces tending to go their way. And they're going to call Williams. They're not going to call the offensive goaltending. And the lead back to 6. D2 on the left side. We'll get it to Cyrus. Looking, and Jai's open if they want him. They get it to Hinton. He'll step back. Hinton fouled on the shot. And Varacek will pick up the foul. I believe that's only his first. Well, they call it his second. We'll take it either way. Ramin Hinton to the free throw line for 2 more. Ramin 85% from the line. Again, averages 15 and 8. He's got 12 and 10 and hits the first free throw. Four new players for the Trojans checking in. With just over 10 minutes to go in the ball game, the Trojan lead is 5. Both teams led by 8. Cougars have not led very often here in the second half early on, and that was it. Second free throw missed. And Scott will bring the ball up for the Trojans. Back over, Connors for 3. No good. Big board there by T.Y. Just under 10 minutes now, 59-54. Cougars have a chance here to cut into that lead. Hasn't really gotten away from them. The Trojans have destroyed many a teams this season all the way. Tough play. Got it! Oh, of course he's going to call it on the floor. Calls on Scott. That should be an and one, but of course it's not. Amazingly, the Cougars are in the bonus. Hard to believe. 17 points, 6 rebounds for D2. First free throw up and in. Now 18 points on the evening, 4 3-pointers for D2. Cut the lead down to 4. Cougars need these free throws here. Got them both. 9:39 left to go in the ball game. The lead cut to 3, 59-56, Highland trailing. Tyler Johnson doubling as the mess cleaner upper on the farther end. See if the Cougars try any type of full court pressure here other than Hinton. Connors will bring the ball up. Over to Scott. Scott going to try baseline, doesn't get it as he's cut off by Cyrus. Left side now, Connors again. Samuels, Dixon can fire from anywhere. Nice spin move, he's going to try and go baseline. And they're going to give him a foul once again. Again, the calls down on this end aren't coming. They sure are down on the Trojan end. They say that's number 4 on TY. And one free throw coming for Dixon, and he hit it. Not sure what the scoreboard's supposed to read. It says 56-1. Pretty sure it's not that big of a discrepancy. It's 62-56. D2 looking to dribble here. Kicks it out, Cyrus. Now Ramin for 3. Got it! Ramin Hinton. Now 16 points to go along with his 10 boards. Timeout taken by... We don't know. We don't care. Timeout taken either way. 8:51 left to go in the ballgame. The Cougars have cut it in half again. They're down by 3, 62-59. Want to finish watching this stream? The only place you can is right here on HMC. Welcome back. 8:51 to go in the ball game. Cougars have got it back down to 3. No one has gotten beyond 9, or excuse me, beyond 8 to 9 on their lead. The Trojans with the ball. They lead 62-59. Both teams were tied at 31 at the break. Everybody except the Cougars. But I imagine the Cougars are going to score that here in the second. So doubling up their first half scores here as the offense starting to come alive for both teams. Trying to get a backdoor cut, and the Cougars, nice steal by Ramin. It goes to T.Y. Over to Ramin. He's got the lane if he wants it. Over to T.Y. Now Cyrus. Cougars need an inside presence. They haven't looked inside Njai for a minute. He's there. Now Njai going for a screen. Trying to get it back to him. No call, tipped around. And D2 will come up with it. Shot clock down to 5. Hinton for 3. Way off. And Dixon with a good defensive board. Cougars had a chance to tie. 8 minutes to go in the ball game. 62-59. Trojans took the lead early on in the second half. Haven't really relinquished it since, but haven't gotten away either. Nice job, D2 in the passing lane again. D2 all over defensively. Offensively, he's got 19. $7:50 left to go in the ball game. 62-59 Trojans. Again, I'm calling it a Cougar upset. Will be the biggest in Luke Norman coaching history. Their last one is the Indian Hills upset at Indian Hills 2 years ago. They almost got him again this year. Big time block, and it's going to be out of bounds. And yes, the official gets the call correct, and the shot clock violation. Cougars have the ball, drowned by 3. 7:35 to go. If they can keep it close, they got a shooter's chance against anybody. Ramin Hinton, now up top, D2. Gives it to Omar, back. D2 tries to get it down to D2, or excuse me, to Omar. Tough shot, big offensive ball. Where's the foul there? Ramin Hinton for the board and the bucket. That would have got an and one free throw for the Trojans. And D2 in the defense and passing lane again. Knocking it out of bounds. Cougars trail by 1. Ramin Hinton, a monster on the rebounds. Again, he averages 8 a game. He's got 11 now as a double-double, along with his now 18 points. I said the big three-headed monster for the Cougars are going to have to have a big game. 19, 18, and 15. And Troy Cole Jr. on the bench with 4 fouls. But D2 and Ramin picking up the slack in his absence. Connors is quiet. Dixon somewhat too. Dixon only 9 points. Connors 6 points. But Williams and Aguilar 22 and 18 respectively for the Trojans. And the Trojans lead by 1. Defensive chant by the crowd. Ball's knocked out of bounds. I believe Hinton got a foot on it. Just 7:07 left to go in the ball game. He's not over the line, clown. Why? He shouldn't have to stand back. He's got the line. What is this garbage? He can stand on top of the line as long as he doesn't go over it. Aguilar picks up his dribble, now down low to Samuels. Samuels, tough shot. And he got hammered maybe by Cyrus. No, they're going to call it on Hinton. Ramin's first foul. Samuels will go to the line for 2. He shoots a paltry 55%. And the Boo Birds are out. First free throw, no good. So the Cougars finally gonna get a Trojan on the line that struggles with some free throws. He missed the first one. Pretty much everybody else has hit him all night. Crowd coming alive, and he missed them both, but an offensive board by Dixon. Dixon left open for three, and he got it. Third three-pointer for Dixon. That's 12 points now for him. The lead back up to 4 for the Trojans. T.Y. Cyrus for another three. Long, but there for the board. Where's the and one? Ramin Hinton with his 12th rebound and 22nd point. Or excuse me, only it's 20 for him. Three ball by Dixon on the other end, up off the glass and in. 68-63, 6:14 to go in the ball game. Ramin behind Johnson. Now he's going to try and drive. Over to D2, 6 minutes to go. D2 hands back to Cyrus. He goes up strong, no good, and no call. Cyrus is down. Samuels will go in, no call, and a 5th rebound for Johnson. The Cougars got numbers here if they push it. Ramin, I don't know how he got away with that, but we'll take it. Either way, 22 points now, 12 boards for Ramin Hinton, and the lead cut to 3. 5:22 to go in the ball game. Crowd coming alive. Williams up top now, over to the left side, which is Connors. Dixon now gets it to Aguilar. I believe this is all Aguilar here. Shot clock to 5. Tough play. Nice job by Air Canada. He throws it off, I think, the foot of D2, but the Cougars will maintain. Just under 5 minutes to go. The Cougars could tie with 1-3. Shot clock coming down to 10. Inside now, T.Y. Back to Hinton. Fadeaway jumper off the glass of the backboard. Caught the corner of it. A little too high, a little in a bad angle here, but the Trojans with a 3-point lead. Aguilar looking for a screen here. He'll pull the 3 trigger anyways. No good. He's gone ice cold. The 13th rebound and a bad pass by Hinton back to D2. And it got stolen by Samuels. He went up for the free throw. He's fouled. That'll be D2's second. And I believe a timeout taken by Triton. 4:17 to go in the ball game. A 3-point lead for the Trojans. They lead 68-65. Want to watch any more of the greatest stream you're going to see? You can only watch it right here on HMC. Stick with us, everyone. Welcome back again, tied at 31 at the break. We got a close one here as we're coming down to the wire. 4:17 to go in the ball game. The Trojans with a 3-point lead, 68-65. Cougars had just got to stop. And Ramin Hinton, unfortunately, not a crisp pass back to D2, stolen by Samuels. He went to the rack, got fouled, missed it. Now he's got 2 free throws. He missed 2 a second ago. Let's see if he can make one of these 2. He hits the first one. Samuels on the scoreboard with his first bucket, or free throw of the night. Gives the Trojan lead to 4. Boo-Birds coming alive in the crowd. And wow, Samuels hit them both. Missed 2 and hit 2, and the lead back to 5 for the Trojans. 4:13 left to go in the ballgame. T.Y. going to drive, kick it to TCJ all the way over to D2. Inside, Omar's open. And he's got the muscle, I think, against Samuels if he wants to use it. Back to Hinton. He'll muscle it up. And they're going to call it on Dixon, I believe. That will be his 4th. And the Cougars are in the bonus, which is still a shock to me. I'm sorry. There was hardly any fouls called against the Trojans in the first half, in my opinion. And we can't buy one down low. Hinton, I believe, has been fouled 3 or 4 times on his putback buckets. No call. One and one for Ramin Hinton for 3, so up and in. $23 points for Ramin Hinton to go along with 13 rebounds. Again, honorable mention All-American last season for the Cougars. Trying to be the first male student athlete to be 2-time All-American. We've had it done twice for the ladies. AJ Killas and Alicia Justice. And, of course, the most recently, Abby Barr. But pretty much, I don't know if any Cougar has been a freshman and gotten All-American. I could be wrong on that one. I don't know. Mrs. Masters tells me that all the time. But the Cougars back down to 4 here. Could cut it to 3 with this free throw. Hinton set, shoots, and scores. And it's 70-67. The Trojans are getting the Cougars' best look here. Williams behind the back, nice spin move, almost stolen, and it is by TCJ. Troy Cole Jr. with the steal, 3-on-2. He gets it over Tyler, and he's murdered by Samuels. Attempted murder on that one. He goes down hard. A great pump fake to get Samuels in the air, and he landed on him. It appears Tyler's okay. Crowd gives him a big hand. That's 4 now on Samuels. TY going to the line for some more free throws. And shoots 70% on the season. A chance to get the Cougars within 1. Three points on the evening for Tyler. His first free throw up and in. Cougars at the moment have Tyler Johnson, Ramin Hinton D2, TCJ, and Omar Njai. Second free throw, no good. Cougars have cut it to 2, 3:40 left to go in the ball game. Connors will hand off Aguilar. He's been quiet, and there he finally ends the drought. He had 18 points. He's finally got to 20. And he's been sitting on 18 for a long time, and that's not a guy we want to get hot. He's finally back in the scoring column. Hinton's shot might have been partially blocked, but an offensive board by TCJ. Another 3, no good. And Aguilar will pull down the board. He'll push it up, and Samuels will throw down. First bucket for Samuels, good for 4 points. And now a 4-point lead has grown to 6. Under 3 minutes to go. Cougars need a bucket here. Troy Cole lost the handle, and they're going to say it was out off of a Trojan. Shot clock down to 17. Cougars need a bucket here. Time is starting to become a factor. And D2 will take the ball out underneath me here in the Jim Yeager balcony. Looking for some more. They get it to Troy Cole. And he throws it and intercepted by Dixon. Dixon will go up and lay it up and in. Timeout taken by Highland, 2:38 left to go in the ball game. Now out to their largest lead again of the evening. The Trojans lead by 8, 76-68. We'll be back here on your HMC broadcast, the greatest stream you're ever going to see. So stick with us, everyone. Welcome back. 2:38 to go in the ball game. The Trojans on a scoring sprint here as they lead by 8, 76-68. I believe the Cougars will have the ball here. Tyler Johnson will bring it up for Highland. I said they needed a bucket the last time. They really need a bucket this time. And they're going to call, I believe, Williams. That's only his second. Now I believe the Cougars are in the double bonus, which again is just shocking. Which as many calls as I think could have been made, haven't been made. But now we're getting into, like I said, the ticky-tack stuff that'll just drive you nuts. D2 going to the line 4-2. First free throw, around and out. Shooting free throw 5, now 6 coming. D2, 19 points and 5 boards. Second one's up and in for D2. Now he's got 20. Now some full court pressure by the Cougars. I told we're going to need to see this at some point last week in preparation for this one. And now Connors looking for a screen. He'll be worked on by fellow number 1, Ramin Hinton. Out top, Aguilar. Cougars have done fairly well against Aguilar. Unfortunately, that man has been bringing up the slack. I believe that is now 25 points for Williams. All the way. And they're going to call out of bounds off of the Trojans. So another questionable call, as I thought Troy Cole just lost it out of bounds. But either way, a 10-point lead, largest of the game for the Trojans, and it's coming at the point where they need it. 1:51 to go in the ball game. And Jai's open up top. They get it to him, and he'll hand off to Ramin. They switch it up. Now looking inside. Oh, and Jai's got the mismatch, but dribbling all around. And finally, we get that call inside. 20 points, 5 rebounds for D2.
Oh woman, don't treat me so mean. You're the meanest old woman that I've ever seen. I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack.
D2, 2 free throws. First one looks off to the right side and can't come back in. Again, Cougars struggling from the free throw line today. Something the Trojans did very well. Second free throw, around and out, missed them both. Very rare for D2 to miss them both. And it's still a 10-point lead as time is definitely becoming an enemy against the Cougars as it's down to a minute and a half left to go in the ball game. They're trailing by 10. The Trojans have no need to score quickly. Aguilar will hand off now, left side. I believe that's Connors up top now. 3 ball on the way by Dixon, way short. Troy Cole Jr. picks up his 5th rebound. And a bounce pass to Hinton. It's rejected, but yeah, and one is right. Troy Cole Jr. with the board and the bucket. No call on the foul as we're coming up to 1 minute left to go in the ballgame. 8-point lead for the Trojans. And now we get the late, oh, that was a walk there. And they get the late timeout. 58 seconds left to go. Cougars trailing by 8, 79-71. This is your HMC broadcast. You're not going to find a finer stream here. We'll be back in a minute. Stick with us. Coach Walton letting the official have it during the play. The coach can't call a timeout. It has to be a player. There's another missed one. Under a minute to go. I'm not sure when the Cougars will start fouling. They're going to try and get the steal, I believe, on this first play. And then it'll probably be fouling after that if they can get it in. Way down on this end of Stevens. Shot clock was at 20. Got away with a travel there, I believe, on like a carry. That don't get called much. Stevens passes it inside. 3 ball by Connors, no good. But more offensive rebounds and a fresh 20 with 36 seconds left to go. And now we're either going to foul or this game's over with. I don't know. Hinton will pick up the foul. Unfortunately, he fouled the wrong guy, but Williams was not going to give up the ball. Shot clock is now off, so now it is definitely foul territory. I don't know if the Cougars come down, hit a quick 3 and call timeout or not. Williams hits a free throw. It's now 26 for Williams. Again, Williams fairly quiet in the first half. Definitely came alive here in the second. Second free throw up and in. Cougars down again by 10. They're going to need some scoring here quickly. D2 steps back for 3. Long gone. Hinton will get the board and save it. And the ball swatted away and thrown up top to Aguilar, and he'll throw down. And that's pretty much going to do it as the Trojans got the Cougars' best effort. 3 ball by D2, no good. And Jai will pull down the rebound and score the bucket. But that is going to be it. The Cougars have a good showing, but not good enough as they fall to the Trojans 73-83. 6-game winning streak snapped by the Cougars. They had a good game, couldn't quite finish it. Again, free throws didn't help. But at the end of the ball game, the Cougars still fall by 10 to the number 6 team in the nation. We'll be back here in a minute with some stats. And of course, the head coach of the Highland Cougars, Mr. Luke Norman. Stick with us, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Scoring goes as follows. Tyler Johnson, 4 points, 5 boards. Mona Maboud, 3 points. Omar Njai, 6 points, 2 boards. Cyrus Noel with 4 rebounds. My Cougars of the game are the big 3. We needed a big game from them. We got it. Unfortunately, their player played better than we did. And we'll have Ramin Hinton, 24 points, 14 boards. D2, 20 points, 6 boards. And Troy Cole Jr., 17 points and 6 boards for the Cougars. They fall by 10, 83-73. Stick with us, though. We'll be back here with the head coach of the Highland Cougars, Mr. Luke Norman. We are now joined with head coach, Mr. Luke Norman. Coach, team came out really strong in the beginning. How can we keep that going as best?
I thought we really hard executed the first half. I think we gassed out a little bit that second half. I thought our execution was involved in the defense end. But again, number 6 team in the country, you got to be locked in, engaged, and execute for 4 minutes.
Yeah, the first half was great. 31 points given up. We were leading by 8 at one point. I thought very well, of course. The second half gave up 52. How do you regroup for the home stretch here? We got Sauk Valley in a couple of days, and then, of course, Indian Hills in a week.
Sad about this for about 24 hours, and once tomorrow comes, we got a really good Sauk team coming. All right. Part of our schedule, we got to lock in right now. I told the guys, man, we didn't play our best. That's one of the best teams in the country. Do we think we can beat them? Yes, we do. We got a long way to go before we get there. And I think we'll get there. I love our group. I know that's best.
Played hard, just won it there tonight. But congratulations, Coach. We'll see you on Tuesday. That was head coach Mr. Luke Norman. And again, like you said, Sauk Valley comes to town here on Tuesday. That will be our next game, next broadcast. It'll be a doubleheader. The ladies will start at 5 o'clock. The men will be right after them, approximately around 7 p.m. And then, of course, another big matchup coming in on Saturday, Indian Hills, a team that makes the trip to Hutchinson, Kansas many times as well. They are usually the front runner of Region 11, along with Southeastern Iowa, the team we played last week. But for King Arthur and the Sultan of Sound, Jim Yeager, this is the marvelous one, Mark Masters. We will see you on Tuesday night for 2 ball games, so come back with us, everyone. Good night, everyone.